Welcome into another one-on-one conversation here at OKPreps Media Days. I'm Michael Knight, sitting down now with Booker T. Washington Sr. Keuan Parker, who also committed to the University of Arkansas, one of the top defensive backs, not only in Oklahoma but in this part of the country. Keuan, we're definitely going to get into Arkansas, but let's start with last season. Obviously, a roller coaster of a year with some young guys coming along that were a little inexperienced at the beginning, but they continue to grow and get better towards the end. How much momentum can you guys take away from that season where you had so much young talent where, 2019, it might not be your year, but come 2020, you guys are going to be ready?
Yeah, the momentum, it's still going because everything was built up and we were getting ready to get into a spring ball, but that guy shut down for everybody. So everybody was still working and not as a team but individually. And as soon as we came back to team workouts as a full team, the pace was like that. Everybody wants the same thing, go ball, and we pushing to get it.
For you last season, what's some of your biggest takeaways last year to get better as a player? Because that was kind of your first season without guys like DJ and Dax and that defensive backfield with you. What was it like for you to kind of step into more of a leadership role last season?
I accepted my role as a leader, and me getting better as a player, I feel like I need to focus more on my personal job and not trying to do more than what I'm supposed to do. Do my job and then do more after my job is done.
Now, taking a look at this offseason, obviously the big story was a new head coach, but a familiar face in Jonathan Brown, longtime assistant, Booker T alum as well. I think I've already asked you this question before, but I know it was so great to see how excited all the current Hornets and even former Hornets were when he was named head coach. Instead of asking you about, what it was like when he was named head coach, what's it been like since then? Because it's one thing to be excited, that first week that he gets the job, but, a couple months in where he's putting in his system, you now know what he expects. What's it been like now that he's taken over?
It's been the same with Coach Brown since day one. When we found out he got the head coach job, we were excited, and to this day, we're still excited. He brings a certain energy to our team as a group, him and his coaching staff as a group that he brought in, and we're excited because we know he's gonna lead us in the right direction. So we have to do what we got to do, handle our business. If we do that, we all come together, we're gonna be where we want to be in the end.
Now, for you, as far as your future, it's kind of looking like it's going to be in the SEC with the Razorbacks of Arkansas, committed to Arkansas in early May. I know last time you and I talked, you talked about the recruiting process and how everything going on has kind of sped up your timeline with you naming your final schools, and you mentioned your eventual commitment was going to be sped up as well. You're about a month removed from committing to Arkansas. How has that relationship continued to develop since you committed to the Hogs?
It's still developing with every single coach that I've had contact with since day one, since they started recruiting me. They all call me, check up on me every day. We have conversations about football, about non-football, about just stuff going on in the world. And, the relationship's still growing. And I like Arkansas. I love the Hill. Go
Yeah.
Razorbacks.
Yeah, look, man. Hey, you got a couple years before you can take advantage of Dixon Street, but it's definitely one of the better campuses in this part of the country for sure. Let's talk about Arkansas, recruiting Oklahoma, and obviously they've been able to land a couple guys in addition to you, Javion Hunt from Carl Albert, AJ Green here recently from Union. What's that like to know that Arkansas certainly and this coaching staff puts a big importance on recruiting this state? And look, it's close to. People don't realize how close Fayetteville is to Tulsa. How awesome is that to see a coaching staff that puts importance not only on Tulsa but the state of Oklahoma as a whole? And you're going to have an opportunity to play big time SEC football.
With Coach Pittman being from Oklahoma and also Coach Odom, they make it a priority to recruit big in Oklahoma, and I respect that, and I like it a lot. We're basically right in their backyard. Like you said, Fayetteville is maybe a little bit over an hour away from here.
You're speeding if it's a little over an hour away. It's closer to an hour 30. I'm just taking care of you, man.
Yeah, it's about an hour, a little over an hour, hour 30. I mean, with them recruiting Oklahoma, I mean, it's special to us because, like, some schools, like, even in our own state, don't like to recruit in Oklahoma. So we respect them, and we respect them for that.
Yeah. Let's talk about, I had a little fun talking with you before we hit record. A.J. Green from Union, he commits to Arkansas last Friday. And I already sat down with A.J., and we joked about it as well. The comparison that was immediately made was, hey, he's the next Felix Jones. And A.J. immediately responded and said, I'm Felix Jones on steroids. Felix Jones should be your guy. He's a Booker T guy. Yeah. But A.J.'s going to be your future teammate. I'm not going to ask you who's better, but who you sticking up for? Your Booker T guy and Felix Jones, or your future teammate and AJ?
I can't take sides right now. I mean, I can't take sides, but
look, I don't blame you either. And look, that's what I told AJ. I was like, look, if you're close to Felix, you're going to end up in the league, so that's going to be a good thing. Let's talk about this upcoming season for you guys, because there's a lot of young talent coming back. I know there's a lot of excitement because of that. What has to happen for this group to come together? Because there's a lot of talent on paper, but as we know, the game's not played on paper, and there's a lot of really good teams out there in 6A2 as well. What has to happen for this group to come along and contend for a state championship?
Reps, like a lot of reps, offensive sets, defensive formations, and full speed reps in practice. We have that, and we get them down, like just the fundamental part of the game, then we'll be successful. We got everything else.
And then final question for you, just being a part of this Booker T program and, having an opportunity to go out and contend for a state championship. What you've witnessed the last couple of groups who have come through here. What, the legacy that could be left at Booker T. It's such a proud program when it comes to football, really athletics in general. What has it meant to you, and what does it mean to you to be a part of this Booker T. Washington football program?
I mean, it means a lot because to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, Booker T is the greatest high school in the state of Oklahoma, and it's an honor for me to even be able to attend the school. Not even on the football part, but like just the school. But to be able to play football there, knowing all the great people who passed through before me, and like even the people that I got the chance to play with and get coached by, like Coach Brown, he's like a legend from Booker T.
Yeah.
So like it means a lot to us, to me, and all of my teammates also.
Well, man, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens this season. Like I said, on paper, Booker T looks great. Keuan is just one of many talented players coming back for Booker T this season. Looking forward to seeing what you guys do. Good luck, and Woo Pig.
Woo Pig, go Hogs.
That's right. He's Keuan Parker. I'm Michael Knight. This has been another one-on-one conversation here at OKPreps Media Days.